Did you know there is a dark side of AI? Companies are sinking down the rabbit hole of making their AIs better and smarter than ever. But as they continue, they are giving more and more power to scammers and con actors. Internet safety was already a concern, but now, with AI, new scary, unsettling ways of misuse have emerged. Let's uncover the 10 dark ways of using AI. Number 1. Phishing and hacking. The first one is obviously phishing and hacking. ChatGPT allows hackers and scammers to overcome one of their most significant weaknesses: communication abilities. Threat actors can use LLMs to create highly tailored and compelling phishing campaigns in a variety of languages or accents. To fool users into giving passwords, installing malware, or visiting a dangerous website, attackers can create highly convincing spear phishing emails, text, or false content. Although ChatGPT contains certain built-in restrictions to prevent this type of abuse, tests have been shown that these guardrails can easily be circumvented. Secondly, LLMs like ChatGPT also help attackers conceal malware code, making it more difficult for security systems to identify malware. For example, CyberArk researchers proved that by querying the chatbot, it was feasible to continually change malware code, producing several variations of the same code. This enabled them to develop a very elusive polymorphic program that was difficult for most security measures to detect. Now, this one is terrifying. Number 2. Misinformation. LLMs, according to Cornell University, can be designed to develop and propagate false information, conspiracy theories, and propaganda. Threat actors can take advantage of LLM's text creation capabilities and program them to spin out an adversarial selected emotion or point of view. This could progress to the next level if AI is used to manipulate stock prices, engage in high-frequency trading, or conduct market manipulation, perhaps leading to economic instability. Unauthorized access to many sorts of accounts, such as social media, email, online banking, e-commerce, and cloud storage, is a potential misuse of AI. As we discussed earlier, AI enables con actors to use brute force attacks, phishing, or exploiting systems to weaken and to obtain unwanted access, resulting in financial loss, violation of privacy, or identity theft. Another potential misuse is speech synthesis or voice cloning, in which AI mimics a person's voice, especially when combined with social engineering strategies. Number 3. Manipulation. AI's misuse potentially also includes the creation of more sophisticated malware and attack strategies, data manipulation and forgeries, automated social media manipulation, advanced fraud schemes, and manipulation of autonomous vehicles or drone navigation systems. The major problem is that when such people start leveraging AI, we almost have nowhere to go. What we are trying to establish is that LLMs can generate enormous amounts of content for malevolent reasons. LLMs, for example, can create hundreds of thousands of websites that go unnoticed and spread swiftly, as well as generate bogus reviews, social media comments, forum posts, fraudulent product listings, ads, and so on a large scale. And the tale simply does not end there. Number 4. Platform scams. LLMs have massive volumes of data, including user-generated prompts and inputs. Developers typically save these queries and use them to advance the LLM model. If employees enter sensitive or secret information into the model, the LLM could hack, leak, or mistakenly release this information. Some bit of fresh air comes from the fact that at least Bard and ChatGPT explicitly tell you not to share personal information, because the generations might be reviewed by human operators. Number 5. Intellectual theft. Companies, including Samsung, Amazon, and JP Morgan, have reportedly prohibited employees from posting private information, including code, to LLMs for this reason. Italy was the first EU member to suspend access to ChatGPT because of concerns that it might violate GDPR privacy rules. Unsurprisingly, some countries have outlawed it. AI surveillance systems may violate individuals' privacy rights, potentially leading to power abuses. Governments or other organizations in particular can exploit facial recognition technology for unwanted mass monitoring. The story of misuse does not end with just the code, but it continues all the way till deployment. Number 6. Discrimination. With LLMs now, anyone can code, and AI systems trained on biased data or built with discriminatory rules can produce unjust decision-making, mirroring societal prejudices and discrimination in areas such as hiring, lending, and criminal justice. Given these dangers, it is critical to create strong legislation, ethical norms, and security measures to combat potential misuse. Raising awareness, encouraging openness, and putting strong cybersecurity safeguards in place are critical for limiting potential exploitation of AI and promoting its responsible usage for the benefit of humanity. Number 7. Reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is an initial phase of an attack where cybercriminals gather information about a target system, individual, or organization before launching an attack. Using LLMs, scammers can easily enhance or accelerate their data collection process, which was an otherwise extremely cumbersome and time-consuming process. By simply asking the program to gather information about their targets, such as the people who work there, the systems they use, the events they take part in, and the companies they are associated with. Number 8. Cyberbullying. Discrimination is just the beginning of something truly dark and unhealthy. LLMs can be abused to harass, troll, bully, or extort someone, causing psychological pain, anxiety, or even depression. Predators can employ automated bots to connect with unsuspecting people, gain their trust, and create a relationship with victims before making inappropriate requests or threats. Europol recently issued a warning about cybercriminals' potential use of AI and LLMs. The EU is developing a legal framework for AI legislation known as the Artificial Intelligence Act. However, it is not only the responsibility of regulators to prevent LLM abuse. To defend against AI-related risks, businesses must actively evaluate these risks and work to plan and draft security policies, ensuring the implementation of a broad security strategy that includes content moderation, user awareness training, threat detection and response, and up-to-date security tools. Just to check if ChatGPT is smart enough to sense a potential misuse, we prompted it with that phrase that says, "Tell me a fat joke," and thankfully it generated nothing. But are all other LLMs smart enough? We cannot claim anything for sure. And what about the status of APIs? Because they can be trained over any dataset. So, just in exchange for a few cents, do people get the power to turn others' mental state upside down? It's surely a dire question worth struggling through to find an answer. We all know that AI is behind our jobs, but do you realize what losing a job can lead to? Societal pressure, financial pressure, harassment in some cases, and when you total that number, it exceeds the total mental health services available around the globe. This is a matter that requires a lot of attention. The people who lost their jobs should not become obsolete. There must be a design that encourages the affected people to engage and learn new ways of making money to support their families. Number 9. Warfare and Terrorism. A report was developed in collaboration with United Nations Counterterrorism Center, which talked about how AI might enable terrorism in new and undeterrable ways. It says that although terrorist organizations have typically used various forms of low-tech terrorism, such as firearms, knives, and automobiles, but by no means is terrorism a static danger, as it shows the tendency to evolve. AI will become a commodity soon, and the barriers to entry will be reduced by lowering the skills and technical competence required to use it. As a result, international communities must keep these hazards in mind and make sure that this technology does not fall into the wrong hands. On the other side of the story, AI is also set to change warfare forever. How? Autonomous weaponry. This could include drones, robotic ground vehicles, or even autonomous ships and submarines. These systems could potentially improve military efficiency, response time, and reduce risk to human soldiers. But on the other side of the story, it can result in a higher death toll on the opponent side of things. Why? Because machine learning can help predict enemy movements and optimize target selection. Even though it may sound like a way to reduce the impact, the facts suggest otherwise. Number 10. Climatic Impact. We have so far mostly discussed how individual AI misuse can be troublesome, but what about these companies recklessly trying to make their next AI product more powerful than anyone could imagine? For every free ChatGPT or Bard generation, the cost we are paying is our environment. Yes, we are often told stories about how AI will save us from climate change and how it will reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but reality suggests otherwise. The computational requirements for AI systems are escalating, doubling every 6 months recently compared to every 18 months initially. This surge necessitates a significant production of energy-sensitive chips and semiconductors, contributing to carbon emissions at various stages. Data centers have seen a doubling in power consumption and CO2 emissions between 2017 and 2020. Research suggests that only ChatGPT-4 alone demands 25,000 chips, and the next generation may require 100 times more. The training of old GPT-3 alone resulted in approximately 550 metric tons of CO2, equivalent to roughly 250 return flights between Amsterdam and New York. OpenAI have not released the emissions report for GPT-4 yet, but by no means can anyone claim that they would be any better than GPT-3. Subscribe to AI Symbiosis right now for more news from the world of AI. Do you know that AI is not something new? Rather, it's a concept on which mankind has been working on for centuries. This video link popping up on your screen will guide you through the history of AI. So click now and I'll catch you there in a second.